For an early access game, I was impressed with Montas. It showed promise. It's a strange experience, dreamlike. It's not so much of a scary game as a creepy game. With its big, nearly open world, you can wander through this unsettling town where everything isn't quite right. Sure, it's not Silent Hill, but it's certainly unique. So again, let's take a look at it with our 5 categories, starting yet again with the atmosphere. Montas is pretty much 100% atmosphere. Its off-kilter reality puts you in an unassuming town at night. The game uses soft focus, ambient music, the gentle breathing of the player character, subtleties in NPC actions, isolation and surrealism to give you that feeling that something is up. The things are where one minute and then aren't there the next. A lot of events take place in the corner of your vision or out of running distance, so it'll be gone before you get there to investigate. As I said before, the game is early access and unfinished. There's often times where you'll glitch through things like holes in the floor and solid walls to remind you that the game isn't done. The NPC's walk cycle animations are very rudimentary, and this breaks the game's incredible immersion, which in turn detracts from the atmosphere. However, the atmosphere that is finished is done very, very well, and it is very enjoyable, so 1 Harry Mason for effort. Scares. Instead of jump scares, we're just going to look at regular scares from now on. This game it didn't scare me. The game, however, it did creep me out. It had me constantly worrying that something was going to happen, but nothing really ever did. Whilst I appreciate the creepy atmosphere, this game didn't really put me in any state of fear whatsoever. I only experienced apprehension. I was never frightened nor alarmed, which is obviously the game's intention. However, I'm not giving it a Harry Mason based on the fact that for a horror game, it just isn't scary. Even when gangs of NPCs slowly walked towards me, I could just casually walk away from them, and even if they did catch me or I ran up to them, the game teleported me somewhere else or reset me to a certain point. No Harry Masons for scares. Sound design. Sound design in this game is absolutely top-notch. The sound of soft breathing and gentle footsteps reinforce the dreamlike qualities of the game. Occasionally you'll hear whispers and odd disembodied voices saying generic things like, "Get out," "Run," or "Hey kid." The music is very interesting. Soft pulses and drones give it that otherworldly sound. 2 out of 5 Harry Masons. Gore. None. In all the exploring I've done in Montas, I've seen none. There's nothing grotesque, disgusting, or gross in any way, but this is another case where gore would feel unnecessary and could even ruin the style of the atmosphere, so that's 3 out of 5 Harry Masons. Story. Again, none. Besides the player character possibly having an alcohol problem, I found nothing to indicate a story of any kind, which adds to the dream element I guess, but at the end of the day there's no goals, no story, nothing to work towards or uncover as far as I'm aware, or at least in this early access version. Making the final score 3 out of 5 Harry Masons. Montas doesn't explain itself or even attempt to make any kind of sense. The game isn't scary even when it feels like it's meant to be. When what possibly could be a ghost appears in a crime scene taped up room, it glitches out in front of me, which just made me sigh. It seems they nailed the atmosphere and sort of ditched everything else or put it on a to-do list for a later update. Again, I'd like to remind you the whole thing is down to my opinion in horror games, and if you don't share this opinion, then that's cool, I get it. I'd like to point out that whilst I was totally immersed while playing this game when I played it, I did not scream like a banshee or run away from the computer, and I advise that you don't either. There will be more horror reviews in the pipeline, and thanks for watching, and always go check out Bumps in the Middle of the Night. Peace.